Have you ever looked at really successful people and just wondered, what is their secret? What's the one thing that truly separates them from everybody else? Well, today, we're going to dive into the source material and uncover the fundamental habits that actually build a life of achievement. All right, let's get into it.
So what is it? Is it just luck, raw talent, maybe a better starting point? Well, it turns out it's something way more fundamental, and it's something that every single one of us can actually control. It's not about what you're born with, it's all about what you build.
Now take a look at this number, 95%. Just let that sink in for a second. This single figure, wow, it is a total game changer. It's the key to understanding pretty much everything about success and failure. And here it is, a concept that goes all the way back to Aristotle. 95% of our actions, our thoughts, our feelings, they're all driven by habit. This means most of your life is literally running on autopilot. And the implication of that is massive, right? If you want to change your life, you have got to change your habit.
Okay, so if habits are in the driver's seat, the first thing we have to do is figure out how the engine works. We've got to understand how these powerful routines are formed before we can even hope to change them.
And this is such an empowering idea. No habit is permanent. Think about it. You weren't born a procrastinator or with a habit of skipping the gym. Nope, you learned those behaviors. And because you learn them, they can be unlearned. Or maybe a better way to put it is, they can be replaced.
And this, right here, illustrates the trade-off we all face, doesn't it? It is so easy to slip into bad habits. They take zero effort up front, but man, they make life difficult down the road. Good habits, on the other hand, they require that initial push, that discipline and effort. But once they're locked in, they make your life so much smoother and more successful.
So how do you actually do it? Well, the process is beautifully simple. First, you got to consciously identify the bad habit you want to get rid of. Second, you decide on a positive, good habit you want to take its place. And third, and this is the secret sauce, you practice it through sheer repetition, over and over and over again until that new behavior becomes more automatic than the old one.
All right, let's dig into the first big pillar. This is the starting point for all high achievers. It's the habit of having total, absolute clarity on what it is you want. Successful people, they are intensely goal-oriented.
And we're not talking about some once-a-year New Year's resolution. No, this is a daily practice. They're thinking about their goals for the next day before they even go to sleep. They start every single morning by making a list. They write their goals down constantly in a journal. Heck, even during downtime, like driving, their mind is focused on their objectives.
And this is exactly why that practice is so powerful. Your outer world eventually becomes a mirror of your inner world. All successful people get this. They keep their goals right at the front of their minds because they know that what they focus on is what they will ultimately achieve. It's that simple.
Thinking about your goals is absolutely essential, but you know what? It's only half the battle. So pillar number 2 is the habit of turning those thoughts into actual, tangible results. It is all about effective execution. You see, successful people don't just work hard, they work smart. They start by making a big list of everything they need to get done. But, and this is the critical part, before they dive in, they organize that list by priority. They figure out what's most important first. And here is the life-changing question they ask. Once they have that list, they ask themselves this: if I got called out of town for a month and could only finish one single thing on this list, which one would have the biggest, most positive impact? That is your number one priority.
And once you know what that task is, you bring focused discipline to it. You start on it right away, and you stick with it, pushing through all the distractions and temptations until it is 100% done. This single habit can absolutely skyrocket your productivity.
Now, to round out the foundation, there are 3 other crucial habits. First, being people-oriented. Success needs other people, so you focus on finding ways to help them first. Second, being health-oriented. High energy is the fuel for your ambition, which means you've got to prioritize good food, consistent exercise, and proper rest. And finally, being honest. Building a reputation for absolute integrity. Well, that's just non-negotiable for long-term success. So we've got goal-oriented thinking, results-oriented action, focusing on people, health, and honesty. These are all so powerful. But there is one master habit that holds them all together. It's the keystone that makes all the other pillars even possible.
And that habit is self-discipline. Simple as that. Without it, your goals are just wishes.
Without it, your priorities just get ignored. It is the core ingredient, the foundational habit that lets you build all the others.
And I want you to pay close attention to this definition. It's not about motivation. Come on, motivation comes and goes, right? Anyone can work when they feel like it. Self-discipline is making yourself take action even when you really don't feel like it. It's a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. True success is built in those moments when you push through the resistance.
So, we've covered all these pillars and the master habit that holds them all up. And I get it, this can feel like a lot. But the key isn't to become a totally different person overnight. The key is just to take that first step. You don't need to try and implement all of these habits tomorrow. Honestly, that's just a recipe for burnout and failure. The real goal is just to choose one, just one single habit that you can start to build through repetition, starting right now.
So I'm going to leave you with the exact same challenge from our source material. Looking at everything we've talked about, what is the one habit that if you developed it would have the greatest possible positive impact on your life? What's your first step going to be?
Whatever it is, don't wait for the perfect moment. That moment never comes. The moment is now. Practice it every single day until it's automatic. Start today.